We're here in Wince, where things are a little rough around the edges, to say the least. But things are improving. Right across the parking lot, we have the new Human Science Building. Town and Gown will take volunteers for everything. For acting, makeup, costumes, even for building the set. They'll take all the help they can get when it comes to putting on a great performance. Still Wagon is located at 801 West 11th Avenue and is ready whenever you and your dog are ready to play. Tragedy affected everyone in Stillwater, but it was especially hard for the people involved in the crash. After the homecoming parade, I sat down with Brady Artis, a student whose actions saved lives. The timeless sport of bowling has been around for ages. It dates back all the way to the ancient Egyptians, and even the Flintstones bowled. But Josh Wagner tells us about our very own frontier lane that's keeping the sport of bowling alive.
All right, everybody, hands up, hands up.
Loud and quirky might not be the ideal description for most communities, but for Stillwater's own Town and Gown Community Theater, they embrace it with pride. This theater is always a crazy mosh pit of costumes, props, and scripts, zipping past you faster than you can comprehend. For 65 years, this has been the place for the community to see great theater made by all. But it wasn't always that way. In 1951, a group from the community joined a group from the university to form a community theater program. Town from the city and the Gown from the university.
For the first 10 years, they performed in the student union ballroom. And then in 1961, they moved out here, and basically this was a well-field machine shop at one time. They took this building and revamped it into a theater.
The size and scope of the productions grew quickly. The theater started to produce more and more shows as the seasons went on. Then people started to donate more of their time because of how special they thought the little theater was.
Town and Gown is an amazing experience. It's a very open, welcoming family for you, and they bring you with open arms.
You know, young, old, we accept everyone. It's a community for everyone.
Town and Gown will take volunteers for everything. For acting, makeup, costumes, even for building the set. They'll take all the help they can get when it comes to putting on a great performance.
It's just a big spread of everyone has a talent to bring to the table, and some people know how to sew, some people know how to build. I have some builders back there discussing some logistics, and and everybody comes here and donates their time because they love it. It's something that you love to do.
Volunteers have been known to drive hours just to donate their time so that the show will run smoothly. But time isn't all they take. Donations in any form are accepted. Furniture, clothes, props, paint, anything is welcome. Productions are going on all year round, and Town and Gown will never turn down a volunteer. For Pete's Corner, I'm Sam Stockard. When someone thinks of comic books, they might think of kids staying up late with a flashlight reading Superman or Batman under the blankets, which isn't far from the truth. Matt Upson, director of undergraduate instruction and outreach at the Edmund Lowe Library, did read comics like that growing up. Then, once he got older and became a librarian, his focus shifted to different kinds of comics, and then began his crusade to grow the comic book collection at the library he worked for.
At previous institutions, I was able to work on those separate collections, and we had a lot of success with those. Students coming in and really browsing the collection, finding something they enjoyed, talking to each other about it, and asking us for more content.
Once the collection of graphic novels was developed, one of his student employees, Michael Hall, proposed an idea that they publish their own comic books, but with a different angle. They would make comics with the goal of increasing engagement with library instruction. These comics would focus on showing students how to use the library resources in a more graphic and engaging way.
So a lot of our library instruction, sometimes tends to be maybe tedious, maybe a little bit boring, just because of the topic material, the content. And so we thought that comics might be a way to increase engagement with library instruction. And so Mike, my student worker, he illustrated and we co-authored this short comic book.
But Matt and Mike didn't stop there. They went on to publish 3 more independent comic books and then a graphic novel in the form of a textbook, all with the goal of getting students to utilize the library to its full potential. But is this something students need?
I know that it goes from 0 to 99. 999, I mean, and I know that each of the hundreds are split into different sections.
Is it something they would use?
a graphic novel explain the resources? Yeah, I think if it's entertaining in a way to actually explain it and show its usefulness, then it would definitely be useful.
There is a need and an interest, which is exactly what Matt and Mike saw.
In this day and age where information is accessible very quickly, very easily, but it's not always accurate, being able to find and use and evaluate that efficiently and making their tasks as students and as citizens much easier, more efficient.
Matt and Mike set out to get college students re-engaged with graphic novels at a small community college, and they ended up influencing the way people all over the country utilize the library and information on the web. No new projects are currently being developed by this dynamic duo, but they are always looking towards the next adventure. For Pete's Corner, I'm Sam Stockard. 4 years and a full-ride scholarship later, former Oklahoma State University defensive end Jeremiah Tishamanga is about to graduate with a bachelor's degree in political science.
I'm hoping in life that I could be just an ambassador in a way for my country back home, because I have that I'll eventually have that dual citizenship. So I'm hoping that I could be a good representation for the Democratic Republic of Congo. So over time, I feel like I could be that person.
Looking at someone so successful, you would think he had a strong support system, and he does, but not in the way you'd expect.
That he struggled and lived with many different families and has done very well for himself and ended up in college.
It's certainly taken a village to raise Jeremiah.
I lived with my high school coach for a little bit. I lived with another coach at our high school for a little bit, and several friends. I lived with a Mexican family for a little bit. Nico Cornelius, like I said, former athlete here, and several other people.
Jeremiah spent a significant amount of his childhood homeless.
When we were first homeless, I was actually in 6th grade. I was about 11 years old at the time, and I was turning 12 in October. And we were living in an apartment complex at the time, and this was actually in Hurst, Texas. And the apartment complex we lived in, my mom really couldn't afford rent, so the majority of the time we were there, we had no electricity. So then from time to time, my brother and I would just stay at our friends, and my sisters would stay with my mom as much as possible. But after we got evicted from that apartment, that's when we were first homeless, and that's when like in my life really changed dramatically. Besides,
he spent the next 6 years with no real place to call home, struggling to find the basic necessities in everyday life.
I was a really good thief at the time, and I would have to steal food. Nobody knows what it feels like to have to steal food and then put it in your socks. Having to have bread and then put it in your socks just so you can eat it later. Like I said, I would literally have like a bag of clothes, trash bag of clothes, and wherever I went, and they would just do my laundry for me. I had like one pair of shoes, so I was really just living within a bag. My mom, even though we lived in the trailer park, she couldn't really afford the things that I needed at the time to be in high school, and my two sisters were really our main focus.
Despite being homeless and in poverty, Jeremiah paved the way to a bright future through hard work and determination, making the people he's met along the way proud of the person he's become.
We're very proud of him. We're very proud of him. We were very proud of him as an athlete, but we're most proud of Jeremiah for the person that he is.